Hello everyone, I am Dr. Sayyid Rizwan Ahmad, Head University Department of English, Vinoba Bhave University, Hazaribagh. Today I am before you all to speak about the famous English romantic poet William Wordsworth. He was born in the year 1770 at Cumberland, and you know that he is known as the father of Romantic School of Poetry. Why is he known as the father of Romantic School of Poetry? Because before him, there were classical poets who used to write about the courts and courtly people, and their language was also of very high standard. But William Wordsworth just revolted against that theory of poetry, and he framed his own theory of poetry. What were the characteristic features which what we find in William Wordsworth's poems? First of all, that he was a great lover of nature. He went to such an extent that he is known as a pantheist. The second thing which we find in the poetry of William Wordsworth, that the language which he uses is that of a common man and woman. For example, the language which he uses in the Lucy poems or the Leech Gatherers, they are the finest examples of the language which William Wordsworth uses. Now, the third characteristic feature which we find that he was an ardent supporter of humanism, and we know that William Wordsworth went to France also, because he was just very much influenced by the French Revolution and its slogan, equality, fraternity and liberty. But when he went there, he got disillusioned, and anyhow he escaped from there to save his life. But when he came to England, then he again started writing poems. And his famous poems are they are very famous. For example, the Prelude, the Daffodils. He has written sonnets also. But another poem of his is with Tintern Abbey, lines written above Tintern Abbey. These are the famous, you can say, the romantic poets in English literature. And the students find all these poems to read, to recite, very interesting. Hence, the poems of William Wordsworth are very famous and very popular also. Now, let us talk about the theory of poetry which William Wordsworth gave. The theory is that he said that poetry is the spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings, and it gets recollected in tranquility. This is the gist which William Wordsworth says in his preface to the Lyrical Ballads, which was first published in the year 1798. Now, what is this? Let us understand this theory of poetry of William Wordsworth. It is a spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings. Let us try to make it easy by citing one very famous poem of William Wordsworth, that is the Daffodils. When the poem begins, I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on. I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high over vales and hills, when all at once I saw a host of golden daffodils. These are the lines which we can explain very nicely, that it is the spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings. And the poet becomes very happy when he sees the golden daffodils which are fluttering in the breeze beside the lake. He is very happy at that moment. But what brings joy even after he returns to his home, and that we find in the last stanza of the poem, that is, when on my couch I lie, they flash upon my when on my couch I lie in vacant or in pensive mood, they flash upon my eye, which is the bliss of solitude. So these are the lines through which we can explain the theory of poetry. What do we conclude? When on my couch I lie. This means that the sight which he had seen beside the lake, at that time he became very happy because he saw the golden daffodils fluttering in the breeze. then even when he comes back and lies on his couch, on his bed, even then when he recollects that moment of joy when he saw those golden daffodils, he again becomes happy. And not only that he becomes happy, his inner soul also becomes happy. The bliss of solitude, when he is alone, he becomes happy. This is the theory given by William Wordsworth. Hence, we can see that the poems written by William Wordsworth are wonderful, and they are just the poems which we can read time and again. Thank you very much. देखो तो